Hello guys, this is BossTL and welcome to my vlog. So today, we just received our package from Lazada Racing. Seriously, so today we got our package from Lazada that we ordered last May, nung kasagsagan pa ng GCQ. And it took a while bago dumating yung in-order natin sa Lazada. And as you could see at my back, sa background natin, we have our KTM in here. And our package that we have right now that was delivered by Lazada contains the sliders for Duke 200. Okay, this is our package. Nung binuksan natin, these are the items that are included in the package itself. So the 4 sliders in there are what you call axle sliders. So as you would notice in here, apat yung sliders, but you would immediately see tatlo doon sa bolts pare-parehas with one bolt mas maliit. So i-explain natin when we are to install it already. They would be installed dun sa mga axle ng mga gulong. Dalawa dun sa harap, magkabilang side, and another dito sa bandang likuran, also banda dun sa axle ng rear tire. Now, the other half of the package, this would be the frame sliders. It would be installed dito sa pinaka-frame ng motor. Content includes the sliders themselves, longer bolts to replace the stock bolts here kasi mas maigsi to. With the additional base plate in here, definitely kailangan ng mas mahabang bolt. Now, it also includes several spacers in here and washers. So basically, to install these sliders, actually madali lang siya. The tools that you would only need is a number 13 wrench and 3 pieces of Allen wrench. Hanapin nyo na lang yung kasukat ng Allen bolt. And that's it. That's all the things that you need for the installation ng mga sliders. Let me show you how. Basically, magsisimula tayo sa rear, no? Kasi yung rear yung pinaka-madali. So, what you can observe immediately dito sa rear swing arm ng KTM is that it has 2 holes. One upper and one lower. The lower one is actually for the installation of the spool, which we already have, and it is being used for the paddock stand ng bike. Anyways, kung compare mo naman yung holes ng upper and lower, mas malaki yung hole nito, so hindi ka magkakamali ma-install yung slider natin dito kasi hindi mag-fit yung bolt. This is the bolt that we have. So as you can see, it's a direct plug-in lang dito siya. Directly install mo lang naman siya dun sa hole provided dun sa swing arm. Higpitan lang. So we just need to do the same for the other piece on the other end. Okay? So, same thing here. Same thing lang dito sa kabilang side. We just need to bolt on the Allen bolt to the swing arm. And that's it. It only took us less than a minute to actually install the slider sa rear. So let's go to the front. I mentioned that one of the axle sliders has a smaller bolt diameter. The reason for that is that if you would actually look at the front axle on the right side of the tire or the wheel, dito natin ilulusot yung Allen bolt, which has a hole in it sa center, and that is of a smaller diameter which this bolt would fit in. So ganun lang kasimple, diretsong bolt on lang siya. Of course, with a smaller Allen bolt, you need to use the smaller Allen wrench, and pretty much that's it. Pasok lang natin, then we tighten. Ayun, tapos agad, ang bilis, di ba? Now on the other side of the axle, hinahanapan ko ng umpisa where I could actually install my other Allen bolt. Wala kasing butas dito. So it took me a while to figure out that for me to actually be able to install this, I have to remove this. I thought it was part of the axle, pero upon removing it using the number 13 wrench, yan. So, if you remove this, you would actually find out that this bolt doesn't really do anything but pretty much just cover this area of the axle. So, with this bolt removed, we can now install the other sliders. Tighten it up, and that's it. So ayun nga, we just finished installing the axle sliders and practically inabot lang tayo ng less than 5 minutes to do everything. Now let's proceed installing yung frame slider. Now to install the frame slider, makikita mo dito, we need to install it dito sa pinaka-frame mismo. And the way we could see it, the holes here pretty much matches the bolt patterns dito sa part wherein the engine hanger is located or kung saan siya naka-attach. What we need to do is remove the bolts here and replace them with a longer bolt kasi there is additional weave in here that needs to be installed as well. But then again, since these bolts are carrying the weight of the engine, we can only replace one bolt at a time. Okay, so we start removing the lower bolt muna. Okay, so once that is removed, one of the things that I've observed is that for us to actually easily mount this, maganda tanggalin muna itong pinaka-slider from the base plate. So that's how you would remove it. So once you remove the slider from the base plate, tsaka natin install tong base plate here. But then again, makikita mo dito, there is an empty space here, and I figure since may kasama siyang washer and spacer here, we just need to put the spacer in the void here before actually putting in the base plate. Then we tighten. Medyo ita-tighten lang natin just enough for it to actually, get a good hold and support the hanger. Once that is done, we remove the other bolt. Okay. That removed, again, we put in the washer and the spacer here. Adjust this like this one and put in the new longer bolt and tighten. Okay, so don't over tighten kasi parehas na aluminum yan, baka mabasag. So we just tighten out, we just have to tighten the bolt just enough. Then once the bolts are tightened, we install back yung pinaka-slider dito sa base plate niya. Medyo mahirap kasi i-tighten to, so ang technique dyan is to use this para magkaroon ka ng onti pang leverage to tighten. Okay, so that is done. Now let's do the other side. So for this one, it's practically the same procedure. So ulitin lang natin yung ginawa natin sa kabila. Again, don't over tighten. Okay, and that's it. So installation only took us about 5 minutes or so. So pretty much that's just it. So it only took us about no more than 10 minutes to install everything. Dali lang, di ba? So sa mga nagtatanong, matibay ba yung ganito? This is made of aluminum and what kind of ABS plastic? I think, basta plastic siya. Polyurethane nata. I don't know. But anyways, the main goal lang naman kasi is ng sliders is to have a sacrificial part if ever your motorbike tipped over or have a minor crash. it's not intended to be sobrang tibay in such a way it will survive the crash. So this is made of aluminum. It is expected to bend or to give way, as I mentioned, kung nagkataon man natin pong sumemplang ako. Kasi kung napakatibay yan, baka naman yung mismong frame ang bumigay. So we don't really want that. We want the slider to be the first one to break rather than the frame itself. So I guess that would be it. So for now, let's do a montage of the bike with the sliders installed. Okay?